All right. By popular request, we have yet another episode of the Florencio Files with him playing under his own alias, representing the clan, Dank Craft. For those who don't know, his Twitter handle is craft_dank. Go check him out. Give him a follow. And he is, of course, playing Terran. Up here in the top left in the blue, his next victim, Clan Ash. It's Deathwing. How does the dragon lore work in the Warcraft universe, guys? Does I know the dragons breathe fire? You know, there was missions where you had to go kill Deathwing back in Warcraft 2 and stuff. It was Warcraft 2 where you got to go kill Deathwing, right? It was I think it was one of the ones in Tides of Darkness, the expansion where you had to, was it Tides of Darkness? What was whatever the expansion was called, where you had to go with and you got all the heroes. I think that was Warcraft 2 one. But anyway, the idea is, do they come from the ashes like Phoenix? Or is it just Clan Ash because they turn everything to ash? Either way, I want to get some insight into this player's mindset. Beyond the Dark Portal, that's what it was called. Thank you, Tim Noss. Back when heroes were units that did the exact same damage as a normal hero, they do one more damage and they'd have one more range. If it was an archer, they'd just have triple the hit points of a normal unit. And then they, except for Deathwing and whatever the Griffin Rider's name were, they were both a bit more OP, I think. If I remember correctly, they did quite a bit more damage. And then Warcraft 3 came out, and heroes could take on entire armies if you leveled them up. Man, that was a learning curve. You'd be macroing your heart out, rush 3 base, get a gigantic maxed army. You'd be in high upkeep. Other guy rocks up with 2 units and a level 6 hero and wins the game, and you're like, this game's fucking stupid. Macro doesn't count for shit. You're like, I remember getting so frustrated at that. I was like, this is dumb. I didn't even know what macro was as a word. I just figured if I expanded really fast and had this sick build order to max out real quick, I'd be able to beat stuff. That's why when I discovered StarCraft 2, I realized this was actually the game that matched me a little bit more. I still love Warcraft, but not quite the same. Not quite the same sort of macro focus by any means. Good thing Deathwing has built a spotting pile on here, guys, because that there is a proxy planetary, I believe. I wonder if it's going to try to float in, or if it's just going to be to take an expansion there. Already full wall off at home. Florencio, he's got that orbital up. He's going a factory with a tech lab, a bunker. Marines are going to get in that. And Deathwing here is actually stuck on a 1 base for now, just rushing into a very quick robo, going for an adept, a stalker, and what are we going to see a second tech structure? Ooh, a couple gateways. So we might actually see a 1 base 4 gate prism attack. I'll tell you one person who's always safe against that though, the guy who builds a bunker with Marines in it and tanks on the high ground by default every single game. Uh-oh, might actually lose that SCV. Flow, oh no! Does end up losing the SCV, but the bunker finishes. Adept has to leave, so well done. Engineering Bay has not started yet, so if Flo wants to actually make a planetary with that, he's going to need to start that real soon. For now, attack is on the way. 2 more depots here, which actually doesn't make sense, because that command center is going to finish and give him 15 supply now anyway. The whole point of rushing a command center and why it's so efficient in Legacy is because it gives you 2 supply depots worth. So it's actually super discounted. Command centers in next eye. So now we're at 25 out of 62. At least you'll never get supply blocked. What do we got? A 3rd gateway? An immortal? Multiple observers? Deathwing. Better get an expansion up, buddy. You can't chill on 1 base forever, mate. Up here, SCV's starting to build. No starport just yet. There we go. It does go down. Remember, guys, Florencio's whole game plan as Terran is I just like to imagine a guy just sitting there sharpening stakes, and you're like, aren't you going to ride to battle? And he's like, nope. And he's full Roman, man. He just digs a trench, puts sharpened stakes in it, builds a wall behind it, builds some arrow towers, sets up some scorpions, builds another layer of traps, makes a moat, makes another layer of stake traps, tanks, mines, planetaries, walls, and just wait for your opponent to fucking impale themselves. That is a big part of what Florencio aims for in his Terran games. Definitely he'll mix in some harassment. He'll try to get into things like BCs to do run-bys and that sort of stuff. And really try to egg on his opponent to attack into this. But just look at how well defended that is. Turret, tank, and a bunker. He's gonna looks like this is just a hidden base. It's just kind of like, hey, I'm just going to mine out next to your base. Just going to chill, man. The Adept here is still scouting. Back at home, a nexus is finally on the way, but definitely an economic lead for Florencio, I would say. Being on even workers and having mules dropping out of it, at least one command center. I don't know what I just pressed. Oh, God. What did I just press? I clicked something. Ooh. What did I just do? How do I get rid of it? Oh, God. Oh, God. So this is some cool stats, I guess. Let's look at the stats. This is on purpose. Scores? Is there a scores button? Maybe if I just... Does this have info? There's a scores button on the very... Oh, that one. Oh, look at that. Okay, cool. So we can see uncontested combat time. We can see APM average, which is 78 for Florencio, 197 for his opponent. We've got unit kills, peak count, units totals, units cancelled, units... Oh my god, this is just too many random stats. Like, I know there's one person out there who looks at those numbers and gets a big old chubby, but for me, I'm like, well, that's fucking boring and random. Anyways, BC is on the way here. Another BC could be starting in the near future. Second factory's on the way up here, as well as another command center. This Protoss player still really is like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, he's just turtling on one base. Now, a lot of people always ask, how do I beat Turtle BC? How do I beat Turtle Raven? How do I beat Turtle Tank? How do I beat Turtle Carrier? How do I... And it's always based around, how do I kill the 400 BCs that are built 10 minutes from now? And the one answer we always give, let's give some coaching for anyone who's ever finds himself in Deathwing's position. You see your opponent turtling, there's two things you do. One, take every fucking base on your side of the map right away and just hold down the probe key while building pylons, and just make 80 probes and then build whatever the fuck you want. Number two, check the corners, because if your opponent's turtling like this, there's a chance they've been a sneaky douchebag and they've taken a sewer expansion up here, and they're just hoping you'll never find it. And remember, guys, as we've seen in the past, the best thing to do against this is to take a medium number of units, maybe like 12 Marines, maybe 12 Stalkers, and attack the planetary. Just the right number so you can damage it, not kill it, and throw away your entire army for free. That's something we see a lot in these games, and it's absolutely insane. How are you doing, Brutus? Yeah, it was really shocking news. It's kind of sad you weren't around at the time. The community's definitely come together in a big way over it. It's really fucking shit, mate. But yeah, go, you know, there was a big memorial and stuff, and I think maybe you can find some of it on YouTube. Hopefully some people can share some links and stuff. But it's pretty shitty news, Brutus. Sad you just found out about Jeff, mate. Welcome back to the community. Yeah, it's pretty unfair and shit. Not much more to say about it than that. But anyways, back to this game for now. The Stalkers blink. That BC actually gets shut down pretty hard. Ooh. Oh, okay. Oh, Florencio, you psychopath. Barely survives with that. He's got building armor finishing up, by the way, for those who don't know. Now, remember what I said about a medium number of units? This is actually an even higher level move. If you wait for them to siege a tank and have a BC with the planetary, this is an even bigger brain move. Deathwing here is about to show us supreme large brain. Let's throw our units into a planetary and get killed. Oh, is actually not going to headbutt into it? Is going to understand the power of a planetary and the fact that it's literally unbreakable? No, leave. Just leave. Just go back. Fucking... And take... Every nexus, you could be at 80 probes and 150 supply. Oh, this is and don't go Tempests versus BCs, guys. Do you know how you beat BCs? It's the same way you beat carriers. You make a fuckload of Changelets, Immortals, and Archons, and you just attack and overwhelm them. And if they come at you with a few BCs, then you warp in Stalkers and kill them individually. But don't waste your time building Tempests or Stalkers until you actually need them. At this point, there should be enough Stalkers here, but 4 of them unable to blink. The command center drops 10 SCVs for the auto repair. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to Dicktown. Oh, shit. This fucking... I love this medevac strat. For those who haven't seen this before, the command center, when it's not upgraded, you can see it can hold 10 SCVs. It is like the Hercules transport from the campaign. unloads 10 SCVs with the 3 BCs inside the base. And the stalkers get dicked. Oh man, yeah guys, step 1, build 1 billion workers and 5 bases. Step 2, overwhelm your opponent from all sides and just use stalkers to kill those BCs. But if you're sitting there on a shitty economy while your opponent's camping on 1 base and secretly has a corner base up as well, you are going to have a bad time. Florencio, of course, does enjoy murder, for those of you who don't know. And yeah, I mean, it's understandable. GG's. Oh, good point from Eon Blue before we finish the cast. It's actually only 5 workers in the command center, unless you upgrade Neo Steel Frame / Structure Armor. That upgrade not only expands bunker space, it also doubles the amount of SCVs that can fit in the command center. Florencio, you have the hugest dongest of us all, and we love you. GG, mate.